Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, dogs, and cats, and welcome back to Calm Down Level Up. And today we are here again with some Hearts of Iron 4. A little bit of a different episode today. We are not really in any series or anything. We're just kind of looking around, and I kind of want to show you guys some cool stuff I found. What the fuck? No idea how to pronounce that, but that's cool. They have like the actual name or something, like the traditional name or whatever. I don't know what that is, but that's pretty crazy looking. Anyways, we're in Hearts of Iron 4, and of course we have the modern day mod on, also other known as, or actually known as, Millennium Dawn. So when Together for Victory came out, I did not know that this mod actually updated itself like crazy as well, so that it actually takes into account the amount of releasable nations that the DLC brought into the game. So the mod itself found out that it wanted to do that as well. So basically, there, as well as all these countries in the world here, there is a shitload of countries you can release in Millennium Dawn. So like if you're from Barcelona and you're, a Barcelona football fan, and you really want to play as Catalonia or something in this game, you can do that now, because look at this. Here's just a few noticeable ones. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna tag what is Spain? SPR. If you go into Spain and you go to manage occupied territories, you can release Catalonia and as well as Basque County. I'm really sorry if I pronounce everything wrong, but I'm a stupid American, so us Americans pronounce everything wrong. But Catalonia is one, so boom, and we don't want to release it as puppet, of course. Catalonia is now a country. You could play as Catalonia and you could take over Spain as Catalonia if you wanted. Also, this one here. What is this one? I have not actually heard about this one. Oh, okay. This is kind of that one that is was historically sometimes disputed with France or something like that. I think, I don't know, somewhere along those lines. But yeah, so cool. There's a couple new countries down here in Iberia. And now if we go up here to France, we can also see that France has a couple too. So Brittany, which is of course the little corner up there, that used to belong to Britain a long ass time ago. And Corsica, which is, of course, the island where Napoleon was born. And, of course, the French went and took it over. And it was all crazy and shit for a long time. But, yeah. So we're basically going to go through Europe. And we're going to look at some honorable mentions here. This game, I just loaded up this game. This is not a played game at all. So nothing has changed. This is the 2016 map. So if you start at 2000, sometimes it'll probably be a little bit different. I assume, just because some countries will change ideologies, and then once they change ideologies, like sometimes you can't actually release nations. That's what I've kind of found, because I remember in a game recently where, it's the Austrian game actually, I took over as Germany for a little while, and I tried to see if you could release nations as Germany, and you couldn't actually release the nations that are in Germany, and there actually is one. So if you go to tag Germany, which is just tag GER in the console, you can look. They have occupied territory, and that occupied territory is actually Bavaria. Holy shit, you can release Bavaria. Boom, Bavaria is a country. Holy shit, and I think its capital is Munich, right? Is the capital Munich? That's sick. That is really cool. So Bavaria, now a country, pretty much the same size as Austria. That's going to severely affect the power of Germany if you're planning on making, Germany great again or something. But yeah, so this is super cool. There's a ton of releasable nations. Another notable one here is the UK. We have to go tag ENG. Essentially, you can just break up the UK 100%. So actually, we can return territory to Argentina and Spain. Argentina, of course, is claiming the Falkland Islands. Spain, of course, is claiming this little tad bit down here, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about releasing nations. So Scotland, boom. Release nation, release, or play as puppet. No, don't want to play as puppet. Scotland is now a country. If you ever wanted to play as Scotland, I know there's a bunch of Scottish fans of mine that like to watch Stream Team. If you are a Scot, then you can do this now in this mod. And of course, you can release Wales too. And Wales, doesn't really have the same kind of freedom or resistance movement that kind of Scotland does right now, but it still kind of has its own shit. So these are all things here you can do as well in England. And but before we continue on, I think China might have one as well, and actually Russia. But the coolest one I wanted to point out, but we'll go look at those in a little bit here. I want to try and look at as many of them as I can. But the coolest one is the United States. So as you know, a lot of American states claim that they want to be independent. And so this mod takes that into account, and it allows you to release the countries inside the United States, or the states inside the United States, that claim independence the most. So tag USA, boom. Manage occupied territories. Here we go, boys. Confederate States: Texas, California, Cascadian Republic, Alaska, Hawaii, Cuba. We could release or give back territory, which is just Guantanamo Bay down here, which is kind of funny. But it's a little weird that what is this? Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico's not on here. That's kind of one that I was thinking would be on here. But let's start releasing these. If I release Confederate States, is it going to release Texas as well? That's kind of what I'm wondering. But we'll do that last. So California is now a country. Cascadian Republic, I think, is just going to be Oregon and Washington, but it might also have Idaho. Let's see. Release. Okay, yeah, it's just Oregon and Washington. That's kind of what I thought. That's cool. Now I have my own country, away from the United States. That's cool. Alaska, release nation. Boom. Alaska, now its own country. Hawaii, release nation. Hawaii, now its own country. Let's do Texas first, because I want to see the Confederate States probably be their own country separate from I want to see Texas be separate from the Confederate States. And there's the Confederate States. Boom, look at that. That is so cool. Now the United States is all broken up as well. So actually I want to check check if Quebec can break away from Canada. I think it can. Yep, Quebec and Cascadian Republic, which is probably BC. Oh wait, return territory. Oh, okay, so the Cascadian Republic is actually claiming land up here in Canada. Yeah, let's do that. Boom. Check that out. So the Cascadian Republic actually has land in Canada as well. So if you were to release that, let's actually go back into Canada, because they had, I think you could release Quebec. Quebec has been wanting to be its own country for a long time. Release you, Quebec, you French Canadians. Jeez. Okay, look at this. So this map already looks so much different. The only other ones that I really know about, I'm sure there's more that I'm missing. I know that if you go into India, you can give land to Pakistan and vice versa, just because they both claim like the same land up here. There might be a few other countries that you can release nations inside of, but I know the other main two are mostly. I forgot to check Japan actually. Japan, you might be able to release some nation states, but let's check Russia really fast. Tag Russia. Oh wait, no, I forgot. If you want to tag into Russia, you have to do tag SOV, which is obviously the Soviet Union. Okay, boom. So there's one country we can release here, which is Chechnya. I believe that's down here. Yep, it's just this little spot down here. There's a lot of like little independence movements down here, of course. And we can return territory to Japan. What does Japan claim? I think it's probably half of this island up here, I would assume. Maybe even the entire island. Let's just return it. Just see what happens. Oh, okay, so it's these islands that go all the way up here to the tip of Siberia up there. And then there's the Ukraine. What does the Ukraine claim? Oh, it's probably Crimea, of course. And then Republic of China. So Taiwan down here is claiming some shit up here as well, which is a little bit weird. Actually, I kind of want to see what they're claiming. Republic of China. Just a little tiny bit up here. That's a little weird. All right. That's cool, though. And now if we go into China, and if you want to go into China, of course, you have to type PRC. And by the way, if you want to know what this big menu is that I'm looking at everything is, if you go into the console and then you type tdebug, it allows you to see all the information about all the tiles and stuff. So you can see what the country's tag is. China's is the PRC because the People's Republic of China, of course. But yeah, let's see. Okay, this is cool. Look at this. You can release a bunch of nations and territory, actually. Three countries, actually. East Turkestan, which is like this big one right here. Yeah, it's like north of Tibet, I think. And then we got Tibet, of course. Big country right here. And we have Marxist-Leninist Manchuria. I wonder where that is. Oh, it's up here in Manchuria. Oh, it's only a little piece, though. That's weird. So if you release Manchuria, it's just a tiny piece. Just to let you know. Okay, and let's go into Japan, because I bet you Japan has one. Alright, Japan. Yep, manage occupied territories. Okay, so it's just to return some territory. So, China and Republic of China both claim some stuff. So I bet you China claims like Okinawa and stuff, and probably some of these islands. And Republic of China probably the same too. So that's Japan. I don't believe I know about any other countries. There might be some like, you know, some little conflicts down here in Africa that I'm not sure about because I'm not aware of them. But the coolest ones, I think, are the ones in Europe. Oh, I forgot about Italy. So Italy has like 1 or 2 as well. Sicily and Sardinia, that's really cool. We're going to release both of these so they can both be countries. So all the Mediterranean islands at this point are pretty much, they're pretty much their own countries. I think we could probably, Turkey? If we go into Turkey, I bet you can just release the territory back to Cyprus as probably, oh, Kurdistan. Okay, so you can give some territory to Kurdistan. Kurdistan must claim like some Turkish land, which is a bit weird. But yeah, basically that's all I have for you right now. This was really cool. I just wanted to kind of show you guys some new nations you can play as. If you wanted to play as like the Confederate States, you can do that. And I bet you if you release the Confederate States first, it probably included Texas. So just want to let you know. And there's, of course, the Cascadian Republic. There's California. There's Quebec. If you're like a Quebec nationalist and you want to like take over Canada and make it just Quebec the capital of everything and make the national language French, you can do that. If you want to take over the entire Pacific Ocean as Alaska or Hawaii, go right ahead, man. Just do it. Jeez, what are you waiting for? Get Millennium Dawn. This is a super fun mod. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this, make sure to leave a like and a favorite and a subscribe if you're new. And I will see you guys all next time when we finish off the Austrian Empire. Peace.